Hello everyone, I'm TitanicSizedReviews. I review movies, shows, video games, and today I'm talking about Dante's Hotel, 2023 Tubi original movie. It is rated M for mature. It is horror, thriller, maybe mystery. It's got language and violence. This is going to be my 23 of 31 Halloween horror movies, just because I'm being lazy and I was going to do this movie at some point anyways, so I like this movie. It's got a lot of little flaws here and there, but I do like this movie. I'm going to give you the basis of the story real quick, and then I'm going to get into spoiler territory. The basis of the story is a guy named Breyer, when he was a kid, went to this hotel with his parents, and his parents and a bunch of other people died. They all died, and they all died in the same hallway for some weird reason that will never be explained ever. Ever, why they're all in the same hallway. Just not at all. Well, Breyer also was a part of another incident 12 years later after that, when he's 24. And more people died, and he has more blood on his clothes. The police never find any bodies, so they can't technically arrest him. And he's just going to keep going back to this hotel till he can stop whatever it is that's going on. He's very slowly learning what's happening in the hotel every 12 years. At some point, he files a lawsuit against the hotel because I guess they try to sue him or whatever, so he's able to live there. So he lives on the 12th floor permanently. You're going to meet the other main character, whose name is Goldie. She's in AA. She's a party planner. And she's at the hotel to plan a party, a big event. And it's another 12-year anniversary. So Breyer's on his game. Not really, but he tries to be. He's going to try and prevent people from dying. 12 people to be exact. 12 people die every 12 years, and it all happens before midnight. That's the basis of the story. So now I'm going to get into spoiler territory where I'm going to go over the whole thing. I'm not going to say I remember every single moment, so maybe that's for the best. You basically start out with, well, Breyer, 12-year-old. You're going to see moments of him when he's, like I said, he's 24, and he's going to have a glitchy axe. You're going to see it kind of disappear into the green screen background at some points. There's a lot of little things like this that are going to happen that may take you out of the immersion. It's fine. You go back to the present time. You've got Goldie, the manager of the hotel named Emmett. They're throwing this party, Emmett and Goldie, and for some weird reason, there's a banner for Father Time to be there since it's New Year's. And obviously, Father Time looks creepy AF. Well, a banner on the roof needs to get adjusted, so Goldie sends a dude up there to go fix it. And as he's going up, he randomly meets Father Time on the 12th floor of the roof. And Father Time gives him a VIP ticket. You're clearly going to learn quickly that these VIP tickets are death. If you get a VIP ticket, you're dead. Game over. Done. Well, he goes to fix the banner. He gets pushed off by Father Time. His head gets split open like a piñata. There's going to be camera footage, sort of this. You're going to transition to another character, Officer Stone. She's going to look at the camera footage, and she's going to see it to where it clearly looks like he's being pushed. There's nothing stopping him from jumping back the way he does. It looks like he's being pushed, even if you don't see Father Time in the video. But everyone is just going to ignore this. It's fine. She's going to talk to her police chief, whose dad is the person who originally arrested Breyer when he was 12 and I think 24. Just 12, actually. He arrests him at 24. That's right. Well, the chief detective, he's going to mention to Stone how it's been 40 years and she should just let it go. And I don't know what he's talking about, because we're not going to get any context to what that has to do with Stone at all. Stone is new to this whole thing with Breyer, so absolutely none of this makes any sense at all. It's a small thing, but it bothered me. You're going to move on to the hotel, and the party has already started. It's a little bit later at night, and you're going to see a couple, Paul and his hot girlfriend Emily, and they're just going to have a little conversation about how, he wants to get married, she's not ready for it, blah, blah, blah. You would think that any of this might matter. It does not. It really doesn't. You're going to see Breyer come down to the party, and he's not going to warn anyone at the party except this couple. He just warns this couple. He's just like skulking about, creeps up to them, and it's like, you guys need to get out of here or you're going to die. This is when you get like a good look at Father Time's face in the background as he's just lurking around. Obviously, he gets caught by Goldie and I think Emmett, and he's told to leave because they don't want him down there. They can't kick him out of the hotel, but he can't be at the party. Then you're going to see these two friends, Rainey and Chloe, sneak into the hotel from like the back entrance, pretend to be waitresses. They're going to get in, and then they're going to get VIP tickets from Father Time. They're not there for very long. Very short party for them. They go into the room. Father Time magically appears. He's going to disappear and then reappear on the other side of them. They're going to throw like an hourglass that's there at him, and it's going to like affect his cloak a little bit. This is supposed to be an indicator that every time he's there, and you find this out later, that he leaves behind black sand, and that black sand affects Father Time. This is just supposed to be a hint. Obviously, Rainey, she's dead. Chloe books it. She hauls ass out of that one singular room where they're the only ones in there with Father Time, goes into a room with tons of people. Tons. And instead of trying to tell people what exactly is going on, she's just like, help, my friend is dead. And then she just runs right out. She just leaves. Doesn't matter how many people are around, she's just gone. She goes outside, and Father Time gets her too. That would make 3 out of 12 people dead already. Then you're going to get a really weird scene where you're going to see Breyer kind of like crouched in a corner wearing a different outfit than he's been wearing. And you're going to see what looks like Father Time, multiple Father Times, flying down a hallway while there's people strapped to what are gurneys. They look like they're dead, strapped to gurneys. They're not Father Time. They're something else. And if you're wondering why this scene shows up, I'm pretty sure it was a mistake. I don't think it's supposed to be there, because this scene is the end of the movie. Like, near the end of the movie. I think it was just accidentally left in, and they didn't fully cut it out. So, there's that. It's not a dream. Nobody dreams this moment. So it's clearly a mistake. Goldie, after seeing the Chloe chick run out all freaked out, she's going to go into that back room that she didn't even know was there the whole time. She walks in, and she sees Rainey's corpse just strung up by her intestines. She hauls ass outside. She manages to remain super, super calm. Like, she's like, oh, this did not just happen. All right, there was something in my alcohol. But she manages to call Detective Stone. So she shows up. Goldie's still super, super calm. She should be a bit freaked out, right? She just saw a dead body. And she knows it was real, but whatever. As Stone gets there, she meets Father Time too. She doesn't know what's going on yet, obviously. And she gets herself a VIP ticket. You also get introduced to a few more characters, the Stanleys, who check in. It's a family. 2 parents and their child. Breyer talks to Goldie. Goldie tries to show Breyer the body, but the body's not there. She's like, I know I saw it. I know it was real. And Stone's like, I'm sure that it was. Something's going on here. Something happens here every 12 years. She blames Breyer at this point still, though. She thinks Breyer's to blame for everything. She's like, I'm gonna go find Breyer. You just do your thing. Goldie asks if she should cancel the party, and she's like, no, don't do that. We don't have any proof of anything yet. Just don't do that. And I only bring this up because later on, Goldie's going to be like, wait, really? You want me to cancel the party? After she actually sees people die. Kind of a stupid line. Sorry. Moving on. Breyer goes upstairs to the 12th floor. I'm sorry, Stone goes up to the 12th floor where Breyer lives, tries to talk to him. She's like pointing her gun around at nothing at certain points. It just looks kind of weird. She manages to find Breyer just chilling at the end of a hallway, staring at a blank wall where an elevator is going to appear, according to him. Stone thinks Breyer is crazy, and that he's to blame for whatever it is that happened downstairs with the Rainy chick who she hasn't met. She tries to arrest him. He hauls ass down the hallway. Stone is not very good at her job. Breyer gets away. Then you transition to the party again, and you see a couple. And it's not the other couple with Paul and Emily. It's just a random couple whose names you're never going to find out. They get VIP tickets from Father Time as well. They go in, they try to play some pool. Father Time shows up all creepy out of nowhere. The wall grabs the dude and starts to break him apart. It looks a little ridiculous, but also good at the same time, as weird as that may sound. The lady jumps over the fucking balcony because anytime she tried to go left or right, he just popped up. And then he just drops his scythe right on top of her. Dead. Done. Then you transition to Stone and Goldie going back into this room for I don't remember what reason. But they find Breyer just over the corpse, being like, we need to get the body out of this room before it disappears. Obviously, they don't believe him, and that's fine. That makes sense at this point. But the room instantly goes dark. Breyer is just gone. He's like fucking Batman. He just dipped. And all you see all of a sudden is this body standing up in an elevator, standing next to Father Time. Somehow you transition to Breyer getting back up to his room on the 12th floor from like a little cubby hole thing. I don't know how he got up there so freaking fast. But he is basically Batman at this point. So Goldie and Stone try to go find the manager Emmett to warn him that stuff's going on and that they probably should stop the party. They go to his office. It's trashed for some weird reason and there's blood in there. And you're never going to get an explanation for why his office is trashed. Never. There's no explanation for it. It's just trashed. There's just blood. No idea why. You transition to the Stanleys and Father Time gives them tickets, even their daughter. Because he's kind of a dick. The Stanleys go to the pool to just enjoy themselves, have some fun. I think the Stanleys are kind of weird, but whatever. All of a sudden, the lights begin to flicker. You know some stuff's about to happen. You see glimpses of zombie people for a moment. Breyer shows up, tries to help them, does not succeed. He has like an axe with him. He doesn't like actually do anything with it. He just has it to look intimidating. The father goes first. He tries to tell the little girl to get out of the pool, go towards her mom. The mom dies. He tries to get the little girl to come to him. And then Stone and Goldie show up. And she has her gun out. And I'm sorry, they're actually there before the mom dies. But she can see these zombie people for herself. She has her gun out. They kill the mom, obviously. They also kill the child. And Stone does fuck all with that gun. She doesn't shoot it even once. No attempt to try and save that child's life. No attempt to stop these bad people. She's just focused on Breyer, like an idiot. Well, they're dead. They get in an elevator and disappear, and they see this happen. Breyer gets handcuffed, takes them back up to the 12th floor so he can try and explain some shit. He shows them a secret room that he has. The acting here feels a little goofy, a little bit. You get some flashback scenes that don't really matter. You get an explanation of a death. Father Time is basically death. And for some weird reason, he kills 12 people, 12 every 12 years. You're also going to find out that there are other buildings, similar things, that are owned by the same company that owns this hotel. And the same thing happens every 12 years. Just different times, but every 12 years in those different buildings too. That's the only time it's going to be brought up. And when you get to the ending of the movie, you're going to be kind of like, what? So what do the other buildings have to do with this? I'm so confused. It will not be explained. At this point, they say they need to send everyone home. They need to end the party. And Goldie's adamant about it. This is the part I was talking about where she's like, wait, you want me to send everyone home? Are you sure? You wanted to send them home before. You've now seen multiple people die, including a child. And you're like, what? Are you sure? I just don't like it. I just think it's real stupid. Well, she does this, her and Stone, and Emmett shows up. He's alive. And he tells them to stop or you're fired. I'm going to have you fired from your police job. And he just basically tells Breyer to fuck right off. All of a sudden, the cell phones are working, by the way, because they aren't working after she calls Stone to come show up and help. They just stop working, and then all of a sudden they just work again. I don't know why. I don't remember who they call, but it's just something that matters a little bit later. They go up to the 12th floor again, for some reason I also can't remember, and Stone's VIP ticket time comes up, and she's going to die. She's gonna have a date with an elevator. Well, then you transition to Paul and his girlfriend Emily, and they get tickets from Father Time because he's already back downstairs. And Emily and Paul, before they go into that room where basically everybody else has died, Paul gets like a vision of Emily. It's a fake Emily, and he follows it. Emily just walks into the room all by herself because she does not give a shit about Paul. She goes up to a mirror, starts looking up at like makeup and stuff, and Father Time shows up and she ages, and then she just decays into fucking dust. I appreciate all the deaths in this movie because they're all different. Like they all feel different. Well, Paul's obviously gonna die next. He follows the fake Emily into the meat locker. And I like this scene especially because she like crawls at him, kind of creepy, and it looks really good. It's shot real well. Breyer is there, by the way, because at this point, Breyer and Goldie, they find this couple and realize that they got the tickets, and they're supposed to try and keep them alive. Neither of them actually try to keep them alive, which is why Emily died so easily, and why Paul died so easily. Breyer doesn't do shit to help fucking Paul. He sees him getting eaten like a zombie. Does nothing. And then all of a sudden, another dead body shows up, and it's the dude who fell off the roof. And it tries to kill Breyer. And he runs. He's like, oh, this is not good. He actually says that. Runs to the meat locker door. And instead of pushing the button that is on the meat locker door to open it and get the fuck out, he's like, oh God, let me out. Someone help me. Goldie shows up. Lets him out. They close the door. They go back up to the 12th floor to Breyer's apartment. And Breyer's like, oh, let me get warm. Because he's so cold from being in the meat locker for 3 minutes. So he puts a blanket on and like cuddles up on his bed by himself. She goes to just look at the boards or whatever. And I'm going to assume a certain amount of time passes by. Like maybe 20 minutes, maybe. I don't know. They have a really dumb conversation. The conversation here is real stupid. It feels really off. It's like, oh, thank you. You look lovely. This is where Breyer explains that he can use the black sand that death leaves behind to hurt him. He put it into dynamite. Goldie's like, all right, cool. We'll blow him up. She's going to go down to the lobby, try to make sure nobody else gets a ticket. Emmett's like, or Breyer, jeez. He's gonna change clothes for some fucking reason all of a sudden. And he's like, Goldie, just wait till I get there. She's like, sure. She doesn't. She sees the room pop up and she goes into it for some fucking reason. All by herself. Breyer manages to get there a little late just to see her disappear off on her own. I was like, no, Goldie. Goldie has a conversation with Father Time. Father Time just talks to her like, hey, baby, how you doing? You having a good night? It's real weird. He's like, I can send you back in time. All you have to do is take this ticket. Back to before you started drinking all the booze and messed up your life. And she's like, sort of agreeing with it. Doesn't quite get the ticket yet, though. She goes with him into the elevator. It's very casual. All of a sudden, the elevator just opens. Breyer hops right in. And there's like no reaction from them at all. They're just like, oh, hey, Breyer's here. Nice. About time, dude. Where you been? And then he pushes Goldie out the next time the elevator like opens. And he's stuck with Father Time. And he has like a stupid conversation with him. They go all the way down to the basement. And you see all the people who have died in the gurneys that I was talking about earlier. And this is where Father Time shows that he's actually Emmett. Which I think was kind of obvious. At least to me it was. But whatever. Oh man. And he mentions how he has to kill 12 people every 12 years. Otherwise, the gates of hell are going to open up and destroy the world. And you're not going to get an explanation as to why he has to do this. Why all of a sudden this matters. Because he's Father Time. And based off the history that Breyer mentions about him earlier in the movie, he's been around for a long time, killing people for a long time. So why this all of a sudden matters, I have no fucking clue. It will not be explained. Because Emmett says that he only has to do it for 12 years. Only 12 years. Will never be explained. I don't know why. Well, he says that he gets to choose. Breyer's like, take me. I will go instead of Goldie. And Breyer's like, sorry, you don't get a say. And then he just dips. He disappears. He goes for Goldie. And then Goldie's kind of like adamant about it all of a sudden, even though it seemed before she was like, yeah, sure, I'll go back in time. I don't care. Sounds good to me. Even though it's clearly just going to kill her. And this is when the gates open and the fucking ghosts come out. And Breyer's in the corner hiding. This is that moment that you see early on in the movie where it's like, is this a dream? What the hell just happened here? Why am I seeing this? That's the actual moment. Those ghosts that come out, and there's only like 3 of them, they go up to the party and they just start killing people. Goldie calls the chief detective guy. He shows up. He dies. Goldie goes to the basement with Father Time. They have another dumb conversation. And Emmett's like, take the ticket. Take the ticket. You have to take the ticket, otherwise, hell's gonna destroy the earth. And they're just kind of like, I don't know about that. They both kind of like gang up on him. Like children. It's like a child conversation. Fucking Breyer takes the ticket. But obviously, Emmett doesn't want him. Wants Goldie. So he like sticks his scythe into the ticket. And then you think that maybe this is counting as Emmett taking the ticket, so he's going to die, because that's very clearly what they're trying to do. It doesn't. They grab the scythe from him, and then they kind of like, they almost like make fun of him, and then he grabs the fucking ticket. And then he's just like, oh shit, what did I just do? They're both like, we got you now, bitch. Fucking Breyer grabs Emmett and jumps into the portal to hell. And then he lights the dynamite that he has on him. And as they're just falling into hell, they both blow up. Goldie goes back in time, not to before everyone died, but right before the ghosts came out and murdered everybody. Just to that far back. That's as far back as she goes. And that's the end of the movie. I like this movie. I like how everyone dies. I like some of the shots. I like most of the acting until really towards the end. The ending, it's probably the worst part. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense, but I like this movie. So for me, it's a 7 out of 10. I don't know. Maybe you agree. Maybe you disagree. Let me know, please. If you like the video, click subscribe. Watch my other videos. Help me out. Thanks for watching.